everybody, and welcome to high school football 1995. Along with Gary Goddard, this is Todd Bell at Clinton Aycock Stadium as we get set to open up the 95 campaign, and no better way than with the Salem Quakers and the West Branch Warriors. Gary, these two teams, as AJ just mentioned, they go back some ways. The series is very, very close at 14-13, and we expect another good ball game here tonight.
Man, it is tough to come right out of the chute with your backyard rival, and of course, because expectations are high on both teams. Of course, you've got the returning state champs in the West Branch Warriors. Salem Quakers coming back at 8-2. The thing is, both these teams, they're not going to sneak up on anybody this year.
Last year's game, Gary, an overtime matchup. Briefly go over it.
I'll tell you what, it was first quarter was just, both teams were feeling each other out, and then the West Branch Warriors struck first on a Stevens run, 1-yard run, and then the Quakers came back, took the lead at halftime West Branch had the lead at halftime, 14-6. Third quarter was all Salem. Jason Humphreys started that off with a 67-yard run, followed it up by a Corey Belaney 2-yard run, and the Quakers led going into that fourth quarter, and then West Branch comes back and ties it with 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, and then that overtime.
Yeah, Grove caught the 7-yard pass from Morris, and then Morris ended up intercepting the game winner in overtime from Marco Nicotera. Warriors in the home uniforms, the white pants, the green tops, the white helmets. It'll be Curtis Knock and Kim Nesbeth deep to receive. The Quakers in brand new tops. They are white with black numbers, red and black trim on the sleeves, the black helmets with the white S, the black pants as well. And we are ready to go. It'll be West Branch right to left in this first half of action as Ian Harshman has it teed up, and we are underway. Harshman's kick is a wobbly one that will bounce at the 12. Nesmith will grab it at the 5-yard line on the right sideline, working his way back to the middle of the field, up through the 20-yard line. Still his feet to the outside to the 30, and will be brought down at the 33-yard line. A 28-yard return on the opening kickoff of the 1995 high school football season by Curtis Knock. Correct that, Kim Nesmith, and that was a fine run.
It was a fine run. At first I thought Nesbitt should have let it go out of bounds and the Warriors would have gotten it about where he was, but he found a little hole after he grabbed it on about the 10-yard line, and he broke some tackles and some missed tackles for the Quakers, brings the ball out to the 34 rather.
First and 10 as Brett Griffith will lead the Warriors to line of scrimmage at 6'1", 180-pound senior. Wears number 16 on his green uniform. It'll be 2 wide, make it 3 wide receivers to the near side. On first down, Curtis Knock will go in motion to the right. The turn is the give to the single back Nesmith. Stood up right at the line of scrimmage. Jim Morrison out of his linebacker position makes the stop right at the line of scrimmage. Let's set the rest of the West Branch Warriors. Kim Nesmith is the single back at 6', 185, and a junior. We're going to see Jason Candle at a wide receiver, 5'10", 162, and a sophomore. Ryan Martig, 6', 178, and a senior, and Curtis Knock at 5'11", 175, and a senior. The tight end is Jim Ballard, moves into the offensive scheme at tight end at 6'3", 215, and he is a senior. We'll set the line after this play. No gain for Kim Nesmith on play 1. It'll be second down and 10 yards to go, right at the 34-yard line. Candle is split to the near side. Martig to the right. Nesmith behind Griffith. Gets the handoff. Big hole left side, 35-40. With running room and tackled right at the 45-yard line. Jason Humphreys makes the tackle, and it's going to be enough to be close to Matt. They're going to give him 10 yards and the first down. The offensive line at center, it's Sean Wolf, 6', 235 at a senior. John Yagi at left guard, 5'11", 180 at a senior. Ted Lacey at right guard, 5'9", 235 at a senior. Sam Phillips, left tackle, 6'1", 230 at a senior. Matt Dorn, 5'11", 195 at a senior, is your right tackle. First down of the season. Ball resting just inside the 45-yard line. Knock in motion to the left, and a handoff Nesmith to the left side. Hendershot wraps him up the 48-yard line for the Quakers. That's going to be a gain of 3. Gary, the left side, 2 consecutive plays, a nice hole with Phillips and Yagi.
I was going to say, especially the play before that when Phillips and Yagi had a nice hole for Nesmith. He got 10 yards on that one. They get 5 on this last play. So the Warriors, they lined up their wide receivers on the right side, faking to that side, left this side weak and unprotected. Nice hole.
Gain of 5 for Kim Nesmith on that first down carry. Ball resting just about midfield. Quakers up front have Murray, Hoffman, Kolich, Wilson, and Williams from left end to right end. Morrison and Stockton are the linebackers. Jones, Hendershot, Fenema, and McLaughlin are your defensive backs. So it's second down and 10. Motion back to the right side. Handoff Nesmith on the left, squirts through. Hendershot puts the shoulder down, makes another tackle. It's going to be a gain of 2 yards and a third down and 3 play coming up.
So it's been on the ground for the Warriors here, and that was a nice job from Hendershot to come up from the back, from the secondary, to come up and make that stop. Good tackle. That's the way you do it. Put your shoulder into him, and that'll make it 3rd down and about 3.
48-yard line of the Quakers as West Branch penetrates Salem territory. Shiloh Brown, who was in at wide receiver on that last play, 6'1", 178 senior, checks out as Curtis Knock brings into play. He will split in the slot on the right. Martig to the far right. To the near side is Jason Kendall. Ballard is in the slot to the left with Nesbitt behind him. Now Ballard in motion on 3rd down and 3. The give to Nesbitt, struck right at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be Donnie Wilson making the initial hit, and a decision and a punt coming up for the West Branch Warriors after maybe a loss of a yard.
That was a nice stop. Looked like Jason Murray was in there clogging up that hole. He made the initial slowdown, and then the rest of the Quakers came up to fill that hole, so there wasn't anything on the left side that time for the Warriors, and they will be forced to punt here.
Shiloh Brown back to punt. Jason Humphrey stands at his own 11 to receive. 4th down. The long count. Now the snap is back. The hold is, or the correct that the punt is on its way. A short punt that's going to bounce at the 35-yard line and down by Curtis Knock at the 36. So that is only a 12-yard punt.
There is a flag on the play way back where Humphreys was standing. The Quakers moved. They had 10 men on the line, and then they moved some out to, in case of a fake, to take the wide receivers. So I don't know if that'll count 2 men moving. But this could be a big break for the Warriors if it's on Salem. And it is.
Well, early in the year, and the Quakers make a mistake. Difficult to tell exactly what that indication was by the official. 2 hands to the hat, but it was against the Quakers.
We'll have to see. Jim Martin's still out there for Salem, although now the teams will change. Warriors ball.
Well, getting some help from the spotter, and well,
We'll see that play.
no, it can't be that. We got it.
It there?
Oh, there it is. Yeah, apparently it's illegal participation.
No rain allowed. It's illegal.
So West Branch will take over at the 31-yard line. No punt, and it's going to be a 1st down due to the penalty. So 1st down and 10 yards to go now for the Warriors at the Salem 31. 2 wide receivers to each side. Now Ballard goes in motion to the right, and we've got movement up front. This will be on the Warriors. Looks like Matt Doran on the right side moved a little bit ahead of the count, and that'll knock the Warriors back 5 yards.
And how many times would you give a team a second chance? Does that come back to hurt you? However, the motion penalty this time on West Branch will move this play back. So West Branch was set new life here on the Quaker 30. That's where this play started. However, the penalty will bring it back 5.
Well, the Salem Quakers and West Branch Warriors, a lot of holes to fill. And there could be some mistakes made early on. First starts for a lot of these players. Of course, each team with a pair of scrimmages in the preseason. Kendall, Ballard to the near side. Martig and Knock to the right. Now Ballard will join them to the right side. It's going to be Griffith to throw a screen. They set it up well. Nesbitt with the catch, but a great play by the Quakers right at the line of scrimmage. Jim Stockton out of his linebacker position was able to shed his block and made the tackle for no gain.
Dangerous play there. That was a perfect play by Stockton because the Warriors did what they wanted to do on that play. You suck in the defense, and 3 people were on the quarterback. But Stockton stayed at home and made a nice open field tackle. No gain.
Clock down to under 7 minutes to play in this opening quarter. The Warriors have already consumed 5 minutes on this drive that began at their own 34-yard line. And now they're faced with a 2nd down and 15 situation. Martig and Shiloh Brown to the left. It's Candle split wide to the right with Ballard in the slot. Now Brown will go to the right. Griffith on 2nd down gives the delay to Nesbitt. Not much running room. He'll be wrapped up by Hoffman. And right at the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Well, the little draw play did not work that time, and Hoffman and Morrison in there on the tackles. So that'll make 3rd down and 15. First two plays have gone nowhere here for the Warriors after that penalty that gave them the ball back.
So the Quaker defense can try to come up with another stop here and get the football back.
This could be the first pass for the Warriors. We'll see.
2 to the right, 1 to the left with Ballard lined up behind the tackle, and now he will go to the right and come back to the near side. Griffith on third down, drops back with time. Downfield, has a man, it is Curtis Knock over the defense. He's got it, and a touchdown. Outstanding throw from Brett Griffith to Curtis Knock, and the Warriors lead 6-0. Got behind the Quaker defense, and Brett Griffith with his first touchdown pass of the year.
Yeah, that was a beaut, too. Knock did sneak behind the secondary. He was one-on-one with Hendershot. He just made a leaping grab and fell into the end zone to catch that ball.
It's going to be Matt Hoops to kick. Shiloh Brown will be the holder.
And we said it before, you give a team a second chance like that one penalty, Quakers were going to get the ball on the punt.
Snap is back, the hold is down, the kick is up, and it is good. With 5:41 to play in the first quarter, West Branch on top 7-0. The Quakers will get the football when we come back. Shiloh Brown will be set to kick it off for the West Branch Warriors as they have scored first. Back deep for the Quakers is Jason Humphreys, also Eric Hooper and Eric Davis. And it's a short kick, and it's going to be fielded by Davis at the 23-yard line. 30, 35, and he is dropped right there. 12-yard return, and the Quakers will get the football for the first time tonight.
Well, the Warriors took their opening drive and went all the way, consumed a lot of time off the clock. And the Quakers had their chances. They had 3rd and 15 on that last play that went in for the touchdown. And then, of course, they had West Branch in punting mode, and a penalty gave them the ball right back. So 2 opportunities that the Quakers just handed gifts right to the Warriors.
First varsity snaps for Jim Martin. He's 6'1", 180, and a senior. Wears number 14, and the ball rests right at the 35. Todd McLaughlin in motion. The handoff will go to Humphreys. Wide open running room. 40, 45, 50. Across midfield to the 49-yard line. 16 yards and a first down for Jason Humphreys, the 5'11", 165-pound senior.
That'll settle some butterflies for the Quakers offense. I was talking to a couple of the kids, and yeah, they said they were a little nervous before this first game. So you get the first big play like that from Humphreys, who has been mentioned all over the area as one of the best players in this area.
First down for Salem. Eric Davis, 5'10", 155-pound sophomore, gets the handoff up the middle on first down. And Jim Ballard will hunt time down at the 47-yard line. Let's set the rest of the offense. Ryan Jones at 6', 165, and a senior will be the lone wide receiver. We're going to see Josh Hendershot at tight end, 6'3", 200, and he is a senior. And also at tight end, interchangeable parts, Jason Murray, 6'3", 180. He is also a senior. Will switch with Hendershot at tight end. We'll set the line after this play. It'll be 2nd down and 8 yards to go from the 47-yard line. 2 tight ends on the play, and the handoff will be to Humphreys up the middle. He'll make his way to the 45-yard line. That time Murray was tight to the left as the Quakers went to 2 tight ends. Now Murray will go out as Jones comes back in on 3rd down and 5. Heath Baker's your center at 6'2", 235 and a junior. Justin Luke is at left guard, 5'10", 210 and a senior. Jim Morrison, 5'10", 200 and a senior at your right guard. Nick Irizarry is 5'11", 245, a senior. Your left tackle, Mike Kolich, 6'2", 245 and a senior at right tackle. Morrison to throw on 3rd down, and he'll be dropped back at the original line of scrimmage In fact, make it the 80. Lisi in there on the hit. And it's going to be 4th down and 11 as the Quakers gave Morrison no time to throw.
Well, yeah, Jim Martin was just swarmed under that time. And Lisi, good play. The Quakers might have gone for it had they not even gotten any yards on that, but the loss on the play will make it 4th down and 11, and the Quakers forced to punt 3 and out. Or make that 4 and out. They did get that long run from Humphreys to start off the game.
So it will be Curtis Knock back deep to receive. The snap back. And the kick is away, and it's a line drive kick taken at the 17-yard line. And Knock will go nowhere. Right to the 20 as Eric Davis makes the tackle. 3 yards on the punt return.
Eric Davis in on the tackle for safety.
And the Warriors will take over with 3:05 to play.
Well, let's see how the Quaker defense does on this drive. They had 2 stops on the previous drive, or at least they had them on 3rd and 15. They also forced West Branch to punt, but things did not work out on the Quaker side of things. And the Warriors starting this drive a little deeper on the Quaker 19, on their own 19 run.
Griffith is set to take the snap. 2 wide receivers to each side. They hand off to Nesbitt. Again, a big hole on the left side. 25 out to the 30-yard line. And that's going to be close to another Warrior 1st down.
They're finding some big holes on that left side of the line. Yagi doing a good job. They decide that's a 1st down. That'll be 2nd and inches, it looks like.
Well, everybody appears as confused as we are. Apparently just 9 yards on the gain. 2nd down, less than a yard. They hand off to Nesbitt, and Murray makes the hit, and he will be whistled down at the 24-yard line, much to the displeasure of most of the West Branch players and fans, but a big play from Murray.
Big play. The officials thought that the momentum had stopped on the play right after he broke free, but a loss of, well, make it 5 on the play. 3rd down and a short 5. West Branch 1 out of 2 on their 3rd down conversions.
3rd down from the 25-yard line. Steve Frank is split. They'll correct that. It's going to be Knock to the right along with Martig. Candle, Ballard near side. Griffith on 3rd down, pressured, throws over the head of Curtis Knock, incomplete, and the Quakers are going to get the football back.
Gabe Williams with some pressure knocked down the quarterback, Griffith. So 3 and out for the Warriors, and that'll do the Quaker defense some good there as they force a punt and see if they'll get the ball back.
Going to be Brown to punt. Try this again. And Humphreys back to receive at his own 40.
And again, we've got a Quaker running off.
A Quaker running off and a Warrior running on. And now Hendershot comes back onto the field. Brown ready to receive. And again, a long count.
10 Quakers out there, I think.
And the kick is a high spiraling one that will be touched at the 50 by a Warrior. I believe it's going to go back to about the 48-yard line. And nonetheless, the Quakers are going to get the football back.
In good field position on their own 44. Now, the offense for the Quakers this year, pretty much the same as last year. They ran at, 91% of the time, and really things aren't going to change too much under a Bill Boren offense, especially when you got a premier running back as in Jason Humphreys.
1:30 to go. Salem will get the football at their own 48-yard line. This is good field position for the Quakers. It'll be Todd McLaughlin in motion to the left. The handoff will be to Humphreys. Again, that hole, 50-45, slides a tackle to the 40-yard line. And it'll be enough for a Quaker first down, a 12-yard pickup. That's the same play they ran on first down last possession.
And they're finding it right up the middle, too. Looked like that time it might have been over Justin Lucas. Not sure, but some good yardage right up the middle. Exactly how their first drive started.
So Humphreys, 3 carries, 31 yards. As Heath Banker brings the Quakers to the line of scrimmage. Ball resting at the West Branch 40-yard line. Clock inside of a minute. McLaughlin again in motion. Martin pitches to McLaughlin to the left side with a hole, puts his head down. Will gain about 2 or 3 yards. Shiloh Brown in there to help on the hit, but it looked like Ted Lissy made the initial hit.
Shiloh Brown put a hit that shocked back Todd McLaughlin. Gain of 2 on the play. Todd lucky to hold on to that ball.
Todd 5'11", 170 pounds, and a junior. Brian Jones will come near side on 2nd down and 8. McLaughlin in the halfback position. Handoff to Humphreys. Big room out on the right side. Gets a good block to the 35. A flag is down as they're going to call it a block from behind. And will negate about a 3-yard run.
Was a lot of room on the near side for Humphreys that time. He had, I think, Justin Lucas out in front of him. But it looks like that will come back.
Going to be a clip.
That's a big one there.
Apparently that's why that block was so good. Just to recap, the West Branch scoring drive never got a chance to do that. Came at the 5:41 mark in the first quarter. 8 plays, 7 minutes and 19 seconds, 66 yards. The 36-yard pass play from Griffith to Curtis Knock. And the Hoops point after touchdown, and the Warriors lead it 7-0.
Well, what you might expect in a first game, penalties really hurting Salem here. That one a big 15-yarder. Will make it 2nd down and forever. Got 25, 24.
So the football rests at the 46-yard line. Boy, just a beautiful night. Clear skies everywhere.
A much improvement over their trip over here the last time.
Yes, as it was pouring down rain at this point. 2nd down and forever. And the handoff to Eric Davis up the middle, and it's still going to be forever as Davis was leveled right away. And Ryan Reed made the tackle for West Branch. And 3rd down with this being the final play of the quarter. 7-0 West Branch as we've come to the end of the first quarter of play. We'll be back with the second period after this timeout.